So hi everyone, today's video is about installation of a Chinese made water solar system, hot water solar system. The solar system is a little bit different than most of them because the tubes, they are not vertical, they are mounted horizontal. I installed one about a year ago and I had some issue because I wasn't aware that this is a pressureless system, so you cannot run any pressure on it. I bought it cheap on Kijiji, so I drilled now really a hole and about 3 feet to 4 feet deep and filled it up with concrete. Then I installed that, let's call it a header back. So, and now on the original system, the difference, so number one, you cannot install those reflectors. The system came with reflectors, you couldn't install it, you only could install 2 reflectors. On the third one, you were already too close to the connection point here, okay? So I changed that by lifting this one a little bit up. So that's about, I think, inch and a half, close to an inch and a half, something like that. So, but what I had to do is then also correct it here. And what I did when I installed it the first time, the system, I saw that between that point here and this point over here, the tubes are really, in an angle. And it's really difficult to install. So what I did, I compensated that a little bit. So I went up here, basically half inch, a little bit more than a half inch. On that this one here, but on this, what else I can say about the system? Well, it was working well until I put a little bit more pressure on or it heated up too much. So it's an open solar system. So very good if you just run water through. But here in Canada, we have to put some antifreeze in. So yeah, you have to be careful then, you don't want to lose your expensive antifreeze because of a mistake. With the installation, it's also not that easy. But I think with all those tube systems, you have to be very careful that you don't break a tube. Let me show you now how to do that. Let's see if I can hold it and do it at the same time. Okay, so just a little bit, okay? Step 1. Okay, now with step number 2, you have to be a little bit more careful. It has to fit here, a plastic piece, and I'm reusing the ones I just took off. That plastic piece has to go here. Then next step is I highly recommend for whenever you're handling one of those tubes, wear gloves in case one breaks. I maybe also consider to use glasses, safety glasses, or whatever safety precautions you want to use. Okay, so now we have here my first tube. As I said, it's a reused one. It's inside a little bit dirty already. Nevertheless, no problem. So always handle it very careful. Before you do anything, you need the second gasket, and I show you which one it is. So there's a second gasket. Okay, hold on, here. A second gasket looks like that. Let me get closer. This one here. This is coming then from the outside on that header to protect that water is coming in. So let me try. So step 1, you put that gasket over it, sliding it back. Okay, so now next step is to put it here in that soap water. Turn it a little bit around. Okay, so as you see, turned around. Now careful, you have to go first on one side, and I will film that differently. And what I always do, I start somewhere in the middle, okay? Let's start, let's say here in the middle. Careful. Oops. Always careful. That is glass, so you have to be careful. Now what you do, you're pushing it in very careful, and while you're pushing it in, you also, okay, turning it, okay? Pushing and turning at the same time. So now it goes slowly in. If it's in, you're pulling it back until it reaches here the end. That's it. It's nicely in, it slides very easy. And that's how it looks like then if it's installed. You see here that ring, what I was talking about. Okay, this ring has to come now here inside. Okay, that's all what it is. Okay, that's it. Number 1 installed. Okay, there are about, I think, 40 tubes in total to install, so I'm quite a bit busy. And as you see here now, the angle, so the distance here is higher than here. So if water flows in from the bottom here, it heats up slowly, it goes in the tubes, go back in the tube to the next one, forward and backward. And on the top, it's really, really hot. One, okay. Now I will film how to install the second one, this time from the other side here. Okay, we do the same game again. Tube, okay, it's inside a little bit dirty, but I think it's nothing to really worry about. Yeah. It's just from the antifreeze. Okay. Again. Put the ring on. Okay, ring is on. Take one of the plastic pieces. Now put the plastic piece in. Okay, and number 2. Again, always careful. Don't push too hard. If you slide, it's not good. Okay, this one, it's okay. It's not easy to get them in. Okay, you see, and it goes then in one shot. You have to be very careful. If you reach the end and it breaks, you have the glass inside, and that's not good. So let's put the second ring on. Okay. Okay, nicely closed. That's it. Okay, number 2 installed. So it just continues like that until all 40 ones are installed. 2 things to remember. Number 1, never install it if it's very hot, okay? It's better if the system is cold, especially those glass pipes, you get it easier in. It doesn't matter if the header is warm, but the glass should be cold. Okay, second thing, never fill it up then with cold water if it's warm. It will break your glass right away. You have another mess then. So all from experience. Another thing is, if you're filling it up, fill it up very slowly, okay? Just one by one, and don't fill it up with cold water. Try to warm it up before you put it in, or antifreeze, warm it up a little bit. Okay, that's all for now. I will continue to film what I do and yeah, let you know how it ends. Trying to get the first pipe in on the second side, on the right side. I got an issue that I couldn't get the pipe in because it was a little bit too tight and you want to take any risk. So maybe I could get it in. But if I just touch the glass a little bit here on the corner, it will break and I have the mess. So what I do, I open now here the screws again, that I can basically sliding it back a little bit and give a little bit more room. Okay. Okay, so the system is finished now. I forgot to mention that this system is a little bit different than others. If you look, those tubes here, they get filled up with water inside. Okay. Most of the other ones, they have an insert inside. Copper tube or something else. I think it's a copper tube. What heats up? A copper tube, and there's a liquid inside, and this liquid is heating up extremely, cooling up with the water in the header and then going down. So this is different. Those pipes, they are really flooded. That means you need more water, but on the other hand you also have more water in the circulation, so it holds then longer the heat. I guess both has its pro and cons. Yeah, I guess here it was just cost-wise that they didn't use that. Okay. So what I'm doing right now is I'm adding additional panels to cover them, cover the solar panel, the solar tubes in the summertime if I don't need so much heat. The solar system, the hot water solar system, creating quite a bit of heat. So if you have a swimming pool or anything else, it's perfect because it's summer and it's a lot of water. In my case, I don't need that much. So, and in this case, I have a lot of those panels left over. So I'm putting a couple of C channels, mounting them here on top of it, and then just sliding those panels in, those basically reflectors. The good thing is you really can nicely adjust. So if I think I need a little bit more, I just remove 1 or 2 panels or 4 panels, whatever, and it will create automatically more heat. For example, fall and spring, some sun comes out already a little bit and you still need some heat. So you can nicely adjust it by removing a couple panels. In the winter time, for sure, it will be removed, but in the summertime, it will be protected.